The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised.
The Cryptid Files is a weekly discussion and debate covering all things cryptid. Mysterious and terrifying creatures are our passion. Join us each week as we bring you groundbreaking interviews and accounts, info from research in the field, as well as data and experiences of our own. From the widely known cryptids to the most strange and obscure, we want to believe. Do you?
Looking for a spot to sit. We saw a bunch of people huddled around. We didn't even know what they were huddled around, so we walked over to see what it was, and we saw this dead animal. What is this thing?
That? Gross.
Wow. My friend Rachel had a camera. I said, Rachel, let's take a picture of this thing. It looks crazy. It was about the size of a small dog.
It was hairless, but it had patches of hair, and then it had like a long dog tail.
Welcome to the Cryptid Files. Hello, everybody. I hope you've had a good week and that everything's going well.
We're very tired.
We are tired. We have really started hiking, getting out there and cryptid hunting, and we have done a lot of miles. So
like 30 miles this week.
Yeah, today in 7 days. Today was supposed to be our rest day.
But
Didn't go as planned. No, we did not. We ended up going another 5 miles, 4.5 miles, something. So
that we did.
We're worn out.
Needless
Yeah, exercise is great, but man,
but too much of it, I think
we've gotten a little bit too much.
I think we've overdone it just a little bit.
Just slightly. So tomorrow is we're not doing anything day.
That's our lazy day.
But we did have something interesting happen though, because we were out on a hike yesterday morning, and I actually did post the video on the Unexplained Paranormal page on Facebook, and it's our Massachusetts, Georgia page, and it was a video of immediately after we were kind of resting on our hike, and I can't ever leave well enough alone, so I started taking a rock and banging on this
and scaring
log.
The shit out of me.
And it did scare. She was fine until.
Don't go watch the video. Don't go watch it.
She was fine until we got a response, and then she ran and was hiding under not under, but I don't know. She was hiding behind something.
I was behind like a vine, like a little bit of a vine against like.
Because that's gonna hide ya.
Well, yeah. Because look, I got leverage. Okay, if it starts coming at me, I can grab onto the tree. I got a little bit of a chance.
Sure.
A little bit.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. No.
Everything. I don't know why everything's gonna run at you and get you.
Because it is. It just
really
is.
not.
It is. You look. It's better to assume.
See,
I'm
quite the opposite. Even if it does run at me, I'm thinking false charge. We're just gonna stand our ground.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time being afraid.
That makes one of us.
As usual. I just
it's
am.
easy for me. It comes just naturally.
I know. I should be a little bit more cautious.
Yeah.
But how can you be cautious and be a cryptid investigator researcher?
How can you be cautious and hold on, let me think of something else. Don't say anything yet. How can you be cautious and be like something else that deals with dangerous things?
Well,
How
I
can
just
you do
I feel like that if you're too cautious that you're going to miss something.
Well, I mean, you have to be cautious to a certain extent, though. You can't just be like, "Oh, hi, buddy, hi."
Well, I haven't
And then
had
he
the
just
opportunity.
tears your head off. And
But
you
a friend
just-
of mine did say, you have as good a chance as ever. It is 2020, so
Oh,
if you're going
God.
to see a Bigfoot, it's probably going to be this year.
Yeah,
It's truth.
probably.
It's absolutely true, I do believe.
I'll leave that to you. I'll
So
leave that to you.
tonight is ladies' night.
Ew, don't say that. That's so cringy.
It's girls' night.
Ew.
It's females' night.
Ew.
Okay. It's
It's night.
sans man's night. I don't know. Anyway, so it is night for the ladies tonight. So we are getting in here and we're having an interesting discussion tonight.
If you
I
could
do
say
believe.
so.
I think it's going to be pretty interesting.
I think it is too. It's definitely different from other things you've
Yeah.
covered.
Absolutely. And oh, hi Darren in chat. Yep, we're going to say hi to everybody in chat. Hello, John. That's mysterious.
You're mysterious.
Who's this mysterious John fellow that's on our chat?
Your husband.
I
I'm
don't
pretty sure.
know. It's really strange.
I'm pretty sure.
I might flirt with him later. Who knows?
Won't be there. for
Anyway,
that.
so tonight we are going to be talking about the
Montauk
monster from
monster.
Montauk. Yes.
Montauk monster.
Montauk monster.
Montauk monster.
Montauk monster. John always thinks we're trying to speak like him when we do that. We're not. We're doing our best Jersey
He's
Shore,
You're not doing anything.
Long Island accent.
The
So
boardwalk.
we trying. We
Get
trying.
crazy.
But
Get
so
loud.
anyway,
It's
we
wild.
are going to
Get
talk about the
loud.
Montauk monster. We're not going to
Yeah.
sing Jersey Shore
Okay, you don't have to,
songs.
but I will.
It does kind of fit. I will admit
Just
it does
like
kind of.
imagine a Montauk monster fist pumping, like with shades on and like a
Montauk
V-neck
Guido,
t-shirt.
yeah.
Oh God, yes. I
We
love
should,
it.
we do have the ability to create something like that.
Maybe, possibly.
That'd be
I think maybe that would
awesome.
be the right thing to do.
If you want to have fun,
I feel like it would be immoral if you didn't.
I mean, I believe it would. It
Yeah.
would definitely be foul.
Yeah,
Be foul.
it'd be just not.
Our existence if we did not.
Yeah. Okay, we need to get on track.
I think we're very much on track. We're talking about making Montauk Monster T-shirts.
Yeah, well, maybe not T-shirts, but like an edited GIF of him fist bumping.
Well, then we'd have to put it on things.
Yeah, the internet.
Yeah, we'd have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody
Anyways,
in chat,
anywho.
or those of you who are in chat, and hopefully we'll have some more people who will
They
slide up
tried.
in here. We need to know what your opinion on the Montauk Monster, if you know anything about it.
The Montauk monster.
But if you do not, we are going to talk about said monster.
We'll
I
let
had
you
some
know.
stuff bookmarked, so we're gonna.
Some things.
Even though I have no clue what the heck I'm doing, we're gonna get to this bookmark stuff.
You're not very techy.
And
are you?
no, I'm not. I'm not the.
Me
That's what I
neither.
have my better half for, because I'm not the techie queen. The techie queen, is that even a thing? Yeah. I really sound so
No.
old, don't I? Really?
No, not
the
old.
techie queen.
Not old. Just.
I mean,
goofy.
but so the Montauk Monster
Wouldn't they
was
be, like up there.
a basically 2008 on the shores of
Montauk.
yes, Montauk, but it's actually a beach.
I don't know exactly what beach. I know it was in July of 2008. It wasn't the
was-
first account that's known of odd animals washing up
No,
on the
it's
shore.
not. But it was a beach that where they do a lot of surfing, and this creature was or a body, a carcass of something, had washed up on the shore. Now, some people came up and saw that there were a bunch of folks were gathered around this thing, and What was that all about?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
All right. Darren wants to know, do these things reproduce?
You know what? We're going to get into that.
Yeah,
We're going to get into that.
that's-
Can you pull up my bookmarks over here? We're going to get into that. I mean, hey, that's,
Smooth,
you know
Slim.
what? That's what you know what?
Babe, can you pull
You
up
just
my
hush.
bookmarks over here?
So,
On the top there, babe.
yeah.
I told her that, but she doesn't want to listen
Yeah,
to me.
I mean, I've got something right here.
They're all right there.
They're all right there. Right there.
Just click on it.
Just
Yeah.
click on it.
Well, I have more than just that. I'm on that one.
Okay. Well,
But
then there
I've
you
got
go.
more than that. But on the shore of this beach in Montauk, and it's a beach that's well known for surfing. This body had washed up, and
Carcass of some kind.
it was a carcass of some sort. They're not sure what it was. Honestly, several people were there. It was in July of 2008, and there were some pictures taken, a few pictures. And Wikipedia says it was an animal carcass identified as a dead raccoon that washed ashore on the beach near the business district of Montauk, New York in 2008 July. The identity of the creature and the veracity of the story surrounding it has been a subject of controversy and speculation. The story began in 2008, July 23rd, with an article of newspaper The Independent. Jenna Hewitt, 26, of Montauk, and 3 of her friends said they found the creature on July 12th at the Ditch Plains Beach. It's 2 miles east of the district. The beach is a popular surfing spot, and it was owned by the town of East Hampton. And Jenna Hewitt quoted, "We were looking for a place to sit when we saw some people looking at something. We don't know what it was. We joked maybe it was something from Plum Island," which is what we're going to get into. And there's the picture. You should all go and check it out if you do not know about it, and if you have not, if you have not heard of the Montauk Monster, you need to look it up. Now they say it was identified as a raccoon, but
Here's
we're gonna.
my problem with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and start.
Right.
There.
But can I just intervene for
Yes, you
1
can.
second? So Darren has a few good questions.
Sorry.
We're talking about chat.
Do they eat people?
8 people?
Eat people.
And
I would hope. Okay, first.
or do they have a specific call? You know how like
Right.
owls
Well,
or animals, certain animals
yeah.
have a sound. Do they have a sound?
I don't know, because we're dealing with something that is very unknown.
Yeah.
There have actually been more than just these creatures that have washed ashore on this same area on this beach in Montauk and in places surrounding it that are not far off Plum Island. And some of them have looked almost monkey-like, but they have some sort of differentiation to them. Some of them, I mean, they all have like a kind of basically the same look. And of course, you had dead bloated animal, raccoon. But anyway, why are you disputing the raccoon assumation of this?
Okay, so here's my thing. Okay. Firstly, raccoons don't have beaks. And everybody's going to be like, oh, well, like the nose. And no. Sorry. The proportions of the face and the head and all, it doesn't scream raccoon to me at all. It does not look like a raccoon. Even the ears are disproportionate. If it's a raccoon, it's a severely deformed one. And you can tell size by the fly on its back if you look close enough.
Right.
And even with it being bloated, to me, it's still a little smaller than a raccoon should be.
I would say so. It's the size of a small dog. If you look at the, you use things in the picture. There are, the sand and also the fly in the picture she was talking about, and you use it for a frame of reference for size. Now, it's interesting that she says this because there is a wildlife rehabber and a person who has worked with animals for a very long time, who had something to say about it. And she says she was shocked by the number of people saying that the creature was a raccoon or a possum. She goes on to say, and I'm going to get a little bit scientific about this, I've cared for a possum and raccoon on numerous occasions and know for a fact that the washed-up creature was not a former raccoon or possum. Yes.
Oh,
So,
cleared his throat.
well, Darren has some very good questions.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, from what I get from Darren, he's
I
a
love
questions
this.
guy.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I love
Well,
it.
this thing's interesting.
Bear with me.
Yes.
So we've asked if they have a certain call. Do they eat people? Blah blah blah.
I'm going to have to say I don't know on that
All
one.
right.
No.
I hope
So
not.
that's not widely known by any.
we don't know the answer to
No,
that.
not many people
All right.
do.
So his next question
Yes.
is: are we allowed to hunt these things, and are they tasty from the grill?
Well, let's go from...
Unless you like the taste
love this.
of like maybe like rubbing alcohol, because I imagine with the amount of chemicals that are rushing through their veins for them to be that effing deformed.
and we're going to totally
if you
answer
want it to
these
taste like
questions in depth.
vaccines,
Yeah.
then you go right ahead.
We're going to in-depth
But-
answer these questions, but here's what I would say to that. I would say about the hunting. You definitely will not ever be able to hunt any of these because of the location that they originate from. And if you try to hunt them, you will get shot on sight and
Yep.
we'll never see you again.
It's
A.
Most
Sight.
likely, and you can also check with your local park ranger. They should be able to tell you if you can hunt these things.
They're going to look at you funny. And then B, would you put it on the grill? I myself
wouldn't.
personally would not want to put these things on the grill. A, because of the state of decomposition when they're found, because they've been in the water quite a while.
I-
And
I
B,
don't think he's talking about the state of decomposition.
composition.
That word.
Well, okay, even
I
before
think
they
he's
do-
talking about after he's
No,
killed it.
no,
Too many
I would
people talking at
not.
one
No,
time.
if you would look,
I'm panicking.
If you were to go to Chernobyl and were to hunt and kill those animals, I wouldn't suggest eating those either. So
then-
we're just going to go along
Then he
that.
wants to know if they either have white meat or dark meat.
I would think they'd have both.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's either or. Like, take your pick.
I'm not saying it's going to taste good.
Because I'm sure they have like pig, horses, and dog.
Yeah,
eaters.
you're eating a combination of animals, so you
Yeah.
might get a little bit of two tastes in one.
like an actual turducken.
But
Like,
yeah,
real life this time.
with turducken without stuffing. Hey, that's good.
Turducken without stuffing.
So, I don't know. I'd go. I wouldn't. I would advise against all of these things,
No,
Darren.
please don't.
I can't support your ideas in this just for your own safety and health.
It would be like trying to eat a coyote. You don't want to eat
An
it.
irradiated coyote.
I would rather eat a coyote.
It
than
would-
one
no,
of
no,
these.
no,
Yeah,
no.
but yeah, but you don't want to eat.
It would
coyote.
like.
yeah.
It would be like
don't wanna eat
eating.
dog.
It would.
Maybe
be,
in some countries, but you don't want to eat dog.
It would be like eating a coyote because it's going to be crossbred with something
Coyote.
else. So you don't even know exactly what you are eating.
Yeah.
Now, so this wildlife rehabber goes in to say, and believe me, she's very well versed in what she knows. Raccoons do not have a beaked appearance on their skulls
Period.
or beard, and contrary to what has been posted in several places, the slight beaked skull clearly displays the root mount for the teeth. This is not seen in any montauk images or in the similar creatures. Also, the orbital ridge of a raccoon's skull line up with the lower brain case to form a rounded dinner bell shape is not seen in the bird's eye view images of the Montauk skull.
it
Lastly,
again.
the
Say it
limbs of
again.
Montauk creatures are too short to be a raccoon. Raccoon have long limbs that leave them looking like they walk on stilts until they have their long belly fur in adulthood. Opossum have a few forward teeth and a shorter second fang behind the long canines on the upper jaw and the narrower orbits. Otters are ruled out as well because there's a lack of orbital delta wing on the forward orbit rim. However, river or sea otters are possible from the images of a creature in Canada called the ugly one regarding the dentition and skull shape. Plum Island may hold the key to the Montauk and its kin simply because it is an island. In the fossil record, islands are a limited genetic pool and have given rise to the rare creature localized to these locations. So, there you go. That's her take on it, and I really like her idea. I also love that she explained this and really found a scientific reason why this supposed raccoon is not a raccoon. And come on, people.
It's not a raccoon.
I don't care how much decay there is on a face and all the cartilage being gone. A raccoon skull is not going to look that way.
It's not. Because raccoons don't have beaks.
And a raccoon
Okay.
tail does not look that way.
No.
Could it be a raccoon?
Or like a raccoon parrot or a parrot.
A raccarrot.
Or a carrot.
Okay.
A paracoon.
So there, and like we said, there have been other creatures found. Now, there's an interesting fact about Montauk area and about the surrounding areas. Now, there are a few interesting things that are close by, and they have government ties. And yeah, we're going in an interesting, down an interesting path. But there's an island we keep referring to called Plum Island, which is not very far off. Literally, nearly a stone's throw off of the island, which is on the very end of New York, Montauk. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. Plum Island has been used for quite a while, for several decades, by the government. Now, around in the early 1950s is when it kind of got its start up. And not only that, but another place we'll talk about called Camp Hero. But Montauk itself, Plum Island itself, was used by the government. Now, in the 1950s is when another creature washed up, and there are pictures of it online, and it looked almost like a monkey, but not quite. It's really odd.
Wait, you mean the first one from
the
50s?
very first one from the
that
early
one
1950s?
To me looked more like it had haunches. So
It's
maybe
weird.
like a goat. Like if you look at the head, it looks more goat-like than anything else.
The head looks almost goat-like. The legs look like dog haunches almost. It's really strange.
It's bizarre.
So here's the thing about Plum Island. Plum Island was used by the government to do research and study into bio issues and diseases that are incurable in animals and livestock.
Supposedly.
One of the things that they specialized in was foot and mouth disease in animals. So that was their caveat. And
What is a caveat?
It's
Sorry.
It's their thing.
Grammar lesson.
It's their thing. Okay.
It's their
That
thing.
was, so this was their focal point. Humans were not allowed on the island. Now, there are some interesting things that supposedly happened in the 60s and in the 70s that had ties to Plum Island. Is there something in chat?
Yes.
Yes, let's go to chat.
Couple questions.
Yes.
Darren, of course, wants to know if you guys are very plumped to do the show tonight.
Yes, we are. We are plumbed. We have been plumbed to do the show.
And
Yes.
question is, do they sell plums on that island?
Ooh, dad joke for the day.
I love it. I don't know. Maybe we can call them and ask. That'd be great.
Is there a number? Ooh, we should call it.
I don't know, but the building
I'm calling it.
on Plum Island that they did the research in was building 257, and it's a level 3 bio facility, which means what it sounds like. It's level 3, dude. You don't want to mess around with stuff there. So they have animal diseases there that are incurable that they study.
Maybe that's where Bruce Banner went.
Maybe.
There's a phone number.
We have the phone number, folks,
Okay,
to
we're
Plum
calling
Island.
it. We're calling it. I'm
Go
so
ahead and
excited.
call.
Oh my God.
We're going to live call Plum Island right now.
I'm so excited.
This is the first.
I wish that we could put it on speaker.
Okay, well, hold on.
We're going to put it on speaker. We're calling Plum Island
Oh my
to
gosh.
ask them.
Why am I so excited? Oh my God, I cannot.
This is historic, folks. Is it ringing?
It's about to. Hold on.
Okay, put it
Are
on
you
speaker.
excited?
We're so excited.
Can you hear
We're
it?
calling Plum Island as you speak.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
For the Montauk Monster.
I will.
You have reached the Parker River National Wildlife Refuge. Please listen carefully as our phone system has changed.
Oh.
To reach the staff member by name, press 1.
Okay, we'll press 1.
To register for a program,
We should have registered for a
spell the registered
program.
name, then press pound. For Q, press 7.
Help me think
For
of a
C,
name.
press 9. For help, press 0.
Press 0.
I'm so
Sorry,
nervous.
the operator is not available.
Looks like we're going to have to call back.
When you are finished, Hang up or press pound for more
We'll leave a
options.
message. Hi, we were just looking to get into contact with the Montauk Monster. We have a few questions.
We
Call me back at this
are
number.
part of the Cryptid Files,
Files.
on via a podcast on the internet
or
with
Spreaker.com.
Spreaker.com.
We have licenses and we have questions.
many questions. Please get back to us at
At
this number.
this number. I don't know my phone number, but it's this number.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks.
I wonder if they'll call us back.
So we have contact them on Plum Island, and they say that they're a wildlife refuge. Isn't that
Sure
funny?
they are.
A level 3 biocontaminated facility.
Darren, we will try and get them to send you some plums. And
Yes.
yeah, maybe they should put people on this island that have coronavirus.
So your plums might come with arms and legs.
Yeah.
I'd be careful with
And
that.
like talking to you and
They
stuff.
might. It's really creepy.
Ugh.
So anyway,
Anyhow.
so they're doing these. It's a level 3 bio facility for these, and really weird. So they're doing all these experiments. In 1976, they took a bunch of mosquitoes. Skaters, lots of skaters, and they released contaminated skeeters. They were contaminated with yellow fever, and they released them in none other than Georgia, over the city of Savannah,
in which we used to
and they literally killed people. This killed people.
I mean, it'd
But
be like
yet
that.
they said that they were releasing them just to coincide with the population of mosquitoes that was already there for
Population
research.
control.
Here's my problem. Here's my issue. Okay, of course you have a lot of issues with this. You can't explain this away.
No.
My one issue is, how in the world are you going to release 800,000 some odd mosquitoes
with what was it?
with yellow fever? But they
yellow
said but they
fever.
refute that and say there was no yellow fever.
Sure, there was.
Okay, so what
course
did you
there
do to your mosquitoes so you could keep up with them then?
Exactly.
Because the only way you're going to know your mosquito from
can't
somebody else's
tag 'em.
mosquito, no,
What
is
tag
to
are you gonna
put
on it?
is to put
You
a
can't chip
disease
'em.
in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
sound right to me.
No, it's fishy.
Not only
Or
that,
should I say Montauk Monstery?
it is Montauk Monstery. So
That's my dad joke.
just the idea that these scientists are over there have done all of these experiments, God only knows what. They tried to keep, they keep all the animals on the island at first. They had cages and pens outside for the animals that they would infect with diseases or
'Cause that's
whatever it is,
normal, right?
alter their whatever, because come on, we all know it's the government. They're not just doing disease control, they're altering things. And they say this is so that they can control any disease in livestock, whatever.
Oh, please.
I'm not buying it either. I'm not buying
How
it.
did the pioneers do it? They were fine. And they had like hundreds of head of cattle.
There's
and
something
stuff.
severely amiss with the entire thing. And why do you have these animals who are very just unidentifiable
Yeah.
washing up?
Oh, it's just conspiracy theorists. It's a raccoon.
Of course it is.
It's just conspiracy theories.
Always conspiracy theorists.
That's how they cover it up.
So there is also an incident, and if you look into it, they infected ticks.
With Lyme disease.
Lots of ticks with Lyme disease. Now, Lyme disease was not a big issue. They don't make a big deal out of it now, but it is a big deal, people. And around that area in Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New York.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
There was an outbreak of Lyme disease. Now, Lyme disease is still, even now, extremely difficult to detect, because the symptoms of Lyme disease present as so many other things. So it's extremely hard to pinpoint it. You can even get negative tests. You sometimes have to be retested more than once.
Coronavirus.
Right. And it's extremely hard to test and detect for it. So essentially, and it doesn't seem very bad, but you do contract it from deer ticks. and they were evidently, even though they deny it vehemently,
Another big
they
word.
released over 1 million infected ticks into their population.
Population control.
And they say that it was only on the island where they were messing with these ticks. But pretty sure they released them off the island.
Well, yeah.
From planes. Yes, from planes.
Whoa.
We have a comment or a question in
Raised
chat.
hand.
No, actually, I have a question.
Yes.
So what do mosquitoes and ticks have to do with the Montauk Monster?
Okay. The same facility that is supposedly
Where this
letting-
creature washed ashore,
where
and
these creatures come from are the same, facilities, organizations that are releasing these ticks and mosquitoes with their diseases.
because I believe that not only are they doing testing on with diseases in animals, I believe that they have the facilities and the knowledge and the financial support to do splicing of some kind and to do God only knows what sort of experiments on animals.
Exactly.
So, I mean, this is not unusual. Now, you have to, okay, so these ticks were released. People started to fall ill with these weird diseases, and it didn't come forward till later on that it was Lyme disease. And do you know that this is not just some sort of conspiracy theory, that these people who were infected, especially in this one town, they got government compensation for a while because of the fact that they had fallen ill through some fault of evidently Plum Island. So it's very interesting that it would go this far. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a lot more and get deeper into this.
Fall down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
some would say.
Yes. We'll be back in just a minute, guys. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We took our short little break, and we are back in it. Now, again, if you have not been with us and you're just joining us, we are talking about the infamous Montauk Monster of Montauk, New York. And we are really delving into Plum Island. But before we go any further, for those of you who have not seen a picture of the Montauk Monster, it is a small, not very big, small dog-sized creature that was found on the beach, deceased. It had a beak-like nose and mouth, so very weird beak-looking. Digited limbs, which is, I think, what made people think that it was possibly a raccoon. So it did have digits, very large ears, pig-like ears almost. We even went so far as to look up and you can look up a hairless raccoon and look at the pictures and compare the pictures of the hairless raccoon to what washed up on the beach in Montauk in 2008. And I have to tell you that there is very little, if any, resemblance at all.
Oh, yeah. Even if you look at the skull
Yes.
of a deceased raccoon or a deceased possum, there's no way to make a beak out of that.
No, it's very different. And even if these raccoons were to be bloated, because we all know that bloat happens after death, especially if you've been in the water, there's still really no comparison. It doesn't compare. We compared it to that. We've compared it to a lot of animals. We really did the research on this and looked up pictures of a lot of animals, even the animals deceased. Yes, yeah. Otters, all different types of otters that live in the area.
Dogs,
any kind of rodents. Yeah, we did dogs. Some people were saying that there was an illegal dog ring, and it was a pit bull. We compared it to that. Oh God, it's a Montauk Monster. Did you hear that? We compared it to that, and there's no comparison. There's just not.
It doesn't match up. It doesn't make sense.
There is something about this dead animal that just is not. It doesn't compute. It does not add up.
Nope.
It's got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now, a lot of people have come to the conclusion that they have done experiments on Montauk Island to create creatures that should not be and that are, biologically spliced to become whatever it is they've become. It is said that on Montauk Island, there's specimens that they work with upon death are destroyed, or if an individual or a creature escapes. Now, they've said this. If a creature does escape, because they were questioned at length about their protocol and procedures for safety of their employees and of the public at large.
Yep.
Because, I'm sorry, but that water is not a barrier enough.
No.
It's not a barrier enough that they will kill or destroy, as they put it, any animals that were to try to escape. Yeah. They also say that if any animal does swim out to the island.
Yeah, and they're immediately
destroyed.
Exterminated.
Yeah.
And taken care of.
So, come on. If this is what you're doing, then you're going to be that militant about it. Now, the island itself has been cited several times over the past decade with issues that have arisen.
Yeah.
That their safety measures and their safety protocols have not been even near enough to what they should be for a level 3 biocontainment facility.
The public is concerned.
The public has been concerned.
Officials are concerned.
Since the 1990s, they've been concerned.
And they have done nothing.
No, they have not done
absolutely nothing.
And not to mention that there was a big uproar in 2001 when the facility itself changed hands, or was changing hands, to none other than the and help me out here because it's the Homeland Security Task Force. So they were going to transfer it over to them, and it was going to become, and I believe it did, a level 4 biofacility. Level 4, not level 3, and level 4 where they study incurable diseases in human beings and animals.
Yeah.
Now, the argument of the guy that is the head of the facility at at Plum Island, said that he does not share everyone else's fears on the prospect of something happening and escaping there.
Because he is not at risk if something is to happen.
I think he knows more than he's saying.
Of course he
I think
does.
he's one of those almost like a mad scientist type
He has
people.
a hand in it. Whatever is going on there.
It's
he has a
money,
big hand
and
in
I'm
it.
sure it's
Exactly.
money, and he's getting paid handsomely to keep quiet and to do these experiments.
Oh,
He just
I'm
looks
sure.
looks like a creepy person. But many people around the area are really concerned about their safety and well-being.
Yeah. With
And
good reason.
well, yeah, because it's even statistically, there is still a chance that there's a risk. Not to mention there's a nuclear facility that's not very far. I think 7 or 8 miles from
Exactly.
from Plum Island. So the safety measures are not in place. They weren't
They're
in place
not.
when it was a level 3 bio facility, and they're certainly not
No
in place for a level
evacuation
4.
plan?
No evacuation
No.
plan. It's insane. So there's a lot of reason to worry. And so if these animals have washed up and they are doing these experiments, let's say,
It just makes me
what
sick.
are they? I mean, they've released, we know for a fact they've released infected mosquitoes. So they've released yellow fever. They have also
Lyme
released
disease.
Lyme disease,
Yeah.
which is becoming a bigger issue than it has been. There are over 300,000 diagnosed cases of Lyme disease and in every year in this country, and it's growing. And they all are, the epicenter of it is the Northwest. Northeast, excuse me, the Northeast is the epicenter of it. There are vastly more cases in the Northeast. And that's the population hub of the country there.
Yeah, and you would think, like, as far as ticks go, Lyme disease, you think you'd have more of a chance of it, in the southeast, just because of the climate,
Right.
know? And the area itself. You have much more rural,
Yeah,
space.
you do, and you think that, but that's evidently not the case. And
Yeah.
I guess if you release infected ticks in one specific area, the ground zero is going to have more infected people.
Yeah, no shit.
So it's kind of frightening. It's extremely frightening to think that. Because
It makes you nervous because you realize that these people who are at a higher standing than you are in a society standpoint have much more power over you than you think they do.
They really do,
It's
and they
creepy.
they really do not take your concerns into account.
No,
they
'cause
have not.
It doesn't affect them. It's
Even
not
the
in their
lower
backyard.
level officials, the city officials and things, they have not listened to them. But just the prospect of them. Now, see, another thing that the reason that they wanted, and this is the weird part, the reason that they wanted to put this facility on Plum Island, the level 4 instead of the level 3, and they're examining the non-curable diseases in livestock that can transfer over to humans and vice versa. So it's really strange because one of their arguments is we need to put this facility here because it has a protective barrier. The water is a protective barrier, and because it's in a place where it will not affect livestock, right? Mm-hmm. There are no livestock there. But there are people everywhere.
Yeah.
Then you go and you take this level 3 facility so that you can open the level 4 facility and I guess do away with building 257 where they did God only knows what kind of experiments on God only knows what kind of animals.
Or even people, which I've heard theories of
Well,
that.
and especially now that it's a level 4.
Yeah, seeing that there have been bodies found of homeless people on
Yeah,
Plum
and
Island.
hands and feet
Yeah.
that have washed up.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. But first, they took this level 3 facility and transfer it. And they're worried about livestock being infected. Where do you think they transferred this level 3 facility, which does experimentation with incurable diseases in animals and livestock, such as foot and mouth, which they continue to do research on. And where, people, do you think they transferred this facility? They transferred it to none other than Kansas.
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 Where there are millions of head of livestock that flood that state.
The middle of Kansas. Isn't it Manhattan, Kansas?
Yeah.
Manhattan.
Interestingly enough.
Manhattan, Kansas. So now, this disease experimentation and research on animals is in the heart of livestock country.
Yep. Indeed, it is.
So, real smart. Real smart.
Yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't give you faith in all these...
It's ignorant to think that there isn't some sort of motive here.
Well, what's ridiculous is the fact that they don't think that people see this.
Yeah. They take us as some kind of, like...
idiot. So, if now they are doing experimentation and research on diseases that can transfer, which is the prospect of this is just, to me, ridiculous. Transfer from humans to people to humans, humans from animals to humans and humans to animals, which they have been doing this entire time.
Yeah.
Because, so this about the fact that it's just now a level, I think you call a spade a spade. It's been a level 4 functioning facility this entire time because they have experimented on yellow fever, which transfers from mosquitoes to people, and Lyme disease, which transfers from ticks to people.
And the scary thing, one of the scary things about this whole thing is that they don't have to prove anything they tell you. They don't have to prove. Well,
they're under no sort of
authority.
No, they're not. No authority.
No.
They are not subject because they've been cited. They've been cited several times for mishandling of things and for not having protocols in place for certain things.
That's not
creepy and for not only that, but for also for pollutants coming off the island.
Oh, fun.
Not to mention the fact that the facilities that they wanted to put on the island, even back in 2001, the island itself and the aquifers and water tables and freshwater supplies could not support the extent of what they were trying to do.
Wow.
And that was that
so
largely
what are they
ignored.
trying to do?
Exactly.
What do they need that much? Those many resources.
And let's just say that they're telling the truth. Let's just say that they don't do experiments. Let's just I'm playing devil's advocate here. Let's just say that they don't. Hello, Darren. He's back.
Corona?
Awesome. I don't have one, no. John, I don't have a corona. But, I am way behind. But let's just say that
agreed.
And what are we saying in chat? If this island is so bad, then we should send everything over there.
Well, maybe not everything, just pedophiles and...
Oh, that'd be wonderful. They could experiment on them all they wanted.
There you go.
But, they probably are in line with and
no
that's
doubt.
a whole other bag of worms. But I don't
of
even know what a bag of worms is.
I just went with it because
it's a can of worms.
It's definitely a can of worms. I should probably start.
It's
thinking
a bag
for
of
myself.
wins.
A bag of wins.
So anyway, if in fact they are not doing these experiments and doing any sort of genetic splicing
Which
or
they
DNA or DNA recombination or whatever it is that they do, if they aren't in fact doing that, let's go over there.
Y'all have fun.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
I don't want to come back.
So
with
if they are releasing pollutants of some kind, toxic pollutants, who's to say that these toxic pollutants could not be altering the animals that are there or even off the island?
Who's to say that they're not putting them in the water supply of the city itself?
I mean, we could go really far with this.
We could.
But keeping it immediately on the island, even if they're not intentionally doing experiments, how do we know that whatever sort of animals that they have accidentally released and not known it, or that some sort of testing biohazardous stuff that they have has leaked out and has contaminated other animals? I mean, who's to say that couldn't have happened? I mean, it goes back all the way to 1950. There was a man who bought a house, and he found some videos in the basement.
I think it was the attic, but that's
Was
not
it?
that's not relevant. That's not relevant.
But in the house that he bought and the film was from the 1950s, and he, looked at the film, and it was on Montauk on the beach, and it was another odd animal. It was a video of this really strange animal that we
you can actually look it up if you want to get a frame of reference.
So this has been a long-standing thing. This is not just 2008. And since 2008, there have been other creatures that they have identified.
There's also the Manhattan Monster.
Yes, there was a Manhattan Monster. Isn't that all strange how that just...
That washed up under was it the Brooklyn Bridge?
It was some bridge. I believe it was.
The Brooklyn Bridge, and it sat there for a while. It was bloated.
Very strange.
It looks much different than the July 2008 account.
Yeah.
But
why would these? They're not going to do experiments, and all these animals end up looking the same.
Exactly. And there's also a second Montauk Monster that washed up. I don't know exactly when it may have been within the same year.
I think it was a little bit. I think it was 2011.
Yeah,
I do
that
believe.
one actually does have a little bit of hair on it. Also looks different.
Is that the super furry one?
It's not super furry.
No, that one's the Canadian one that washed up over on the Canadian end of things.
No, I think you're thinking about the one that looks like an otter that we thought was an otter.
Right.
But the one there is the second Montauk Monster that had washed up.
Right. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
there is. It looks similar to the first one,
Somewhat.
but not exact.
I think. I'm not sure if that one had. I think maybe the front end of it was
Is that the one that the
digited
guy
and
really got to take good pictures of it?
No, that's the Manhattan Monster.
Okay,
with
the Manhattan
professional
Monster.
Camera. The second Montauk Monster, I think it was seen at night, and they actually have a video of it. Dead, not alive.
Yes, we can send him to the island.
No.
Yeah,
We're not. But
We're talking politics in chat.
yeah,
this is my topic right
But
here.
we're discussing the Montauk.
Okay,
but
you guys
Darren
can-
and I are discussing politics.
Okay, you can discuss politics in chat. We do not discuss politics on our show, though.
I'll get way too into it, and then we'll
We don't discuss politics on our show. We discuss cryptids and cryptid stuff. So, here's another interesting little tidbit about all this. Okay? Follow me? I hope you follow me. So, we know about Plum Island. We've done a little history on it. Now you've got the 411 on all things Plum Island, all things Montauk Monster. This is not the only oddity in the area of Montauk and Plum Island. There is also a facility that was supposedly doing experimentation, but we're leaping over into doing experimentation on people as well. Animals and people. And this place called
Camp Hero.
Camp Hero. Now, in the 1950s, Camp Hero was opened up because there was a ship at sea full of seamen. They were doing supposed experiments.
Parental discretion is
They
advised.
were doing supposed experiments, and they were messing with some sort of electromagnetic experimentation. Now, whatever they did, the account has it that when they did this, whatever it was, this electromagnetic burst, some of the sailors were fused into the metal of the ship.
Like atom to atom.
Fused.
Like the atoms were cuddling.
Like
spooning atoms.
ridiculously. What the hell?
You can even look up pictures of that too.
It's
insane.
Frightening.
It's
you
like,
can't it's frightening. It's frightening.
Like how did that? How?
So yes.
So Darren has a question.
Yes.
He says, "Would you do experiments on these cryptids if you had a chance?"
No.
There's
No.
your answer, Darren. No.
No, absolutely not.
Why?
Because it's not going to change who they are or what they are. Why we
No.
so why are we so arrogant as human beings that we feel like we have to know everything about everything?
And mess with everything.
Because
Just leave
we
it
want
alone.
answers, only because we want to know. That's not going to change what they are.
No.
But no, I mean, if they are something that's already been experimented on and
let
it's
it
a
be.
carcass,
I also think it's part of our human nature to find out what things are and how they work.
But we can be so
yeah.
destructive.
But I don't feel like that. It's
that important.
That's
Right.
an arrogant thing to be. Arrogant way to be.
I don't think it's really arrogant. I think that if, all right, let's just I know it's apples and oranges here, but go with me. If we didn't have mechanics, we wouldn't know what's wrong with our car. Just like if we didn't have doctors, we would know what's wrong with us. So in order to find out what's wrong with us, they eventually had to experiment on humans somewhere or another, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why wouldn't you want to know? Like, we'll take Bigfoot. We'll just use Bigfoot. Okay, I know it's a sore spot, but we'll take Bigfoot. Wouldn't you want to know if he really does have an extra set of vocal cords, or
No.
5 extra? You wouldn't
No.
really wouldn't want to know.
Because it doesn't. It
Why?
wouldn't affect me.
How,
Anyway, if I knew or
to
if
what
I didn't.
end? So just so we can know, because
I'm
we're
not,
curious.
I'm not saying a live one, maybe a dead one. Why wouldn't you want to
if
take
it was
a dead one
if it
apart?
was no, if it was already dead, but you're getting into that's getting into really
I mean, it's
really
a good question, though.
it is a good question. It's getting into a very shaky area, because you can sit all day long and say, no, we found this body,
Yeah.
so here it is. No.
He brings up another good point. I don't mean to keep shutting this thing off and on, but Darren actually brought up a good point. What if let's just say, what if their blood or whatever they have inside of them could cure diseases?
Yeah.
But that's a big what if, to go around killing something.
Okay, but let's just say hypothetically it can. Wouldn't you want to know if it could or not?
I mean, as long as I don't have the disease.
So what I'm saying
No.
is they could take that and make an antibody. I'm not saying you have to go hunt these things down and drain them all of all their
Yeah, I feel
their
like
blood.
done under the right circumstances, it's okay. But if you're being leaving too much of a footprint.
Here's my argument on that.
Okay.
An alien race comes to this planet, which possibly could have happened already, and they need cures for diseases they have, and they want to maybe use humans to experiment on, and to see if our blood can help cure them. So they're going to take a mass amount of whatever humans they can find and kill them and experiment on them for a cure for them. How would we feel about that?
All right, now listen. If a Bigfoot or any cryptid creature, whatever you want to say, I don't care if it's a goddamn ladybug, could cure my diabetes, I would want to know it. Hell yeah. Why not? Think about it. What
It's
if it
slippery
could cure
slope.
cancer?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we probably already can, but it's just
yeah.
very expensive.
Or
AIDS, same thing.
Or population control. Okay. Anyways. Go
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you could use it for that too. But
No, I
what if
mean,
you had a
yeah,
disease
anyways.
that, it's not necessarily going to kill you, but it's going to make life rough on you for the rest of your life? Wouldn't you want?
That's a big what if.
Yeah. okay.
And I know, but think about it. If it could, would you want to know it?
I just feel like I don't know.
No,
I don't
that's
know.
the answer. No.
In a way, I feel like who gave us the right, you know?
That's
to
just
do
how I
that?
feel about it.
Who
Like
gave us
what
the right?
if it was an already deceased, but then again, okay, so what if the only cure is to go and kill more of these things to keep curing? So you're gonna
That's going to be very difficult considering he's the hide and seek champion of the world.
exactly.
Yeah.
But my point is that
But
I
they
don't
could
know.
I believe so,
replicate
too, Darren,
a
for
serum
sure.
to whatever
They're not
the
giving it
problem
to
is.
us
They
for
could
a
replicate
reason.
something, I'm sure, from its DNA, blood, whatever it is. I'm
There-
sure they could mimic something that would cure cancer, AIDS, diabetes, arthritis.
I don't know.
Arthritis.
Okay, but so let's just say just regular experimentation on cryptids. If I had the opportunity, and again, no. No. I'm just gonna say no.
Definitely not.
No,
I could agree with that.
I don't have any desire to experiment. I believe that if you do come across cryptids, that they should be left.
They've been
to
left
be
alone
who
for
they
this
are.
long. So
That's just how I feel about it. As far as a creature who could possibly be a lab creation,
already experimented on.
yeah, that's an already experimented on creature, and
That's when it gets a little messed up.
I still wouldn't experiment on that.
I mean, they've had it rough
They've
already.
yeah,
You
they've
might
already
as well just
experimented enough.
Put them out of their misery.
And I'm not one of those. Oh my God, I'm a PETA
Yeah, no, me neither.
supporter. I like meat,
Me too.
and I eat meat.
I like chicken nuggets.
So it's not that. It's just I'm just not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the idea of we need a body. I'm just not a big fan.
Darren said he would if it was already dead.
Yeah, dead
Yeah.
already. I can see that. Okay,
Again, under the right circumstances.
yes,
Yeah.
if it was found, but just the fact that I did say that. I did say that.
Darren, when she said the word meat, I kind of looked at her.
Yeah, I saw the side-eyed look, but I was like, sheesh.
Yeah.
Soylent Green is people. So yes,
Wait, what?
yes. Anyway, so we're speaking of Camp Hero.
Camp Hero.
Now, Camp Hero is an interesting place.
Side note,
it is.
that is what Stranger Things was.
Yes.
based
So a
on.
lot of people say that the origin of the show Stranger Things can be traced back to Camp Hero. And as we're speaking, there's supposedly a naval ship who they were doing experiments with magnetism, and the actual men on the ship were fused into the metal of the ship. Wrap your mind around that one.
They have pictures of it. It's so cool, but I also love crime scene photos.
It's
so neat.
Fused into the metal of the
It's
ship.
like so
now,
gross.
and they, yes,
Some of them, yeah, right. That's what I said.
and
That's
I mean
sick.
there are pictures they could well be not just
Oh
whatever.
no! Come
but
on, go look at them. They're so.
they're awesome. They're crazy.
Love it.
So
They have to be real. Please. Be
yes, we did. Foot in mouth. I suffer from that sometimes. I definitely put my foot in my mouth sometimes.
real. Foot in mouth.
So, yes.
Oh God.
So Camp Hero was evidently, it arose to further the research and study that they were doing because they wanted to find out exactly what happened during their experimentation with electromagnetism to cause these soldiers to be infused into the metal of the ship. I don't even know how do you even deal with that?
Wait. Okay. So how did they accidentally release this electromagnetism?
You know
and
what?
fuse
I
everyone
think
into the ship?
I think
That
that's
was
what they were
not
trying to
an
find out.
accident.
I think they were
Come
like,
on.
"Whoa, cool! Let's figure out how we actually did this shit."
Okay. Well, that's just fucked up.
So Camp Hero is there. They have soldiers there. They're active, and they're doing interesting things, of which we know not. The facility was pretty big. They have one building that has a big, huge satellite on top.
I have a question just
Yes.
real quick that
Yes.
just came to my head
Uh-huh.
before I lose it.
Yes.
I wonder if we could use our Freedom of Information Act to be
No.
nosy.
Research and study from this facility has long since been destroyed. In fact, when it started to come to light, there were things that happened, and they began destroying everything that had to do with the facility,
Well, of course they
including
did.
all the computers in the facility as well. Now, supposedly they were doing experimentation with that on animals. They were doing experimentation with different drugs on people. And it goes way back to even before this facility opened, right before that. Supposedly, some of the research they did took them to a small village in France where they experimented with LSD on an entire village.
Yeah, man.
And this is because they literally made LSD. They created
I think
this.
I watched a documentary on
Yeah,
that dude.
and so this scientist, who oddly enough
He
was
did
a
it in,
German
like, a
scientist,
shack.
He
Yeah,
did.
no, I've heard about this.
Yes, he came up with LSD. Anyway, so the U.S. part of the U.S. government, the CIA, decided to
compound the protein.
Yes.
What was it? The protein?
I can't quite remember. Yes.
Go ahead.
Did you know that probably said German scientist also came up with some drugs to use during World War II, which gave the German Blitzkrieg its name?
Yes.
Because they gave, I forget exactly what drug it was.
Germans
Yes.
are the coolest.
And they used the drug in the soldiers to keep them awake for 72 hours straight.
It's called MK
So meth.
Ultra.
So,
okay.
and that's why they were able to move
Yes.
extremely fast, is
Oh.
because they had the drug and they just couldn't go to sleep
Yeah.
because their mind just kept going.
That was another reason they were using LSD as well to achieve the same effect. And actually, they brought those those Nazis that did that research after World War II, and they gave them a secret pardon, and they brought them over here. And that one of those doctors and scientists was actually one of the ones who was involved in releasing the Lyme disease.
Yeah. So,
So-
yeah, some of the secret
On
pardon, I
on
think
Plum
was that
Island.
we'll pardon you, but you have to come work for us.
Yeah.
So
The
when-
Germans are very smart people, by the way.
So okay.
Scientifically,
okay.
anyways.
Okay.
Yes, very.
My ADD is putting all these things together.
Yeah.
Okay, so like when you watch the beginning parts of Pineapple Express, if you've ever seen Pineapple Express, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
When they're in the underground thing and the dude's,
Right,
you know,
right.
and then he's like, yeah,
That was a
like,
nod to MK Ultra. Yes, it was. Absolutely.
Darren has a question before you move any further.
Yeah.
Do you think dinosaurs
I was
secretly
reading that.
exist on other islands?
Yes.
Who knows what it secretly
I think
is?
I well maybe not as
I don't
much
think we're
on
full
land.
on. I don't think we're full on Jurassic Park about
Well,
it.
yeah, as they do in
But-
the ocean. I feel like the ocean is
Who
expansive
knows?
enough for things to still be surviving there.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean,
after
I don't know.
the big boom that
I
killed
think we
all
do
the
have
dinosaurs.
things that cannot be explained. I
Ditto.
mean, who are we to assume that we know everything about this great planet we live on and some of the crazy people and what they're doing on
Another
it?
good point too. Mm-hmm. He says, we have these things that we talk about.
Yep.
So why the hell not?
Why the hell
Exactly.
not?
I mean, example, Bigfoot. They do think supposedly it dates back to what is it? The
Some people do.
Chromatic era, something to that effect.
Some people
Cro-Magnon
think
era.
that some people do think that it is a relic hominoid or a descendant of the Gigantopithecus.
Yeah, that word.
And interestingly enough, too, they also say that Bigfoots are involved with portals. And on Hero Island, listen to me getting all mixed up.
Camp
Hero,
Hero.
they were actually supposedly doing not only research on people and on electromagnetic fields and what electromagnetism can do and what effect it can have on people and animals. They also were supposedly doing research on opening portals, which again we go back to Stranger Things, people. Opening portals and time travel and time bending.
Yeah, they actually have supposedly, I forget somewhere, maybe Russia, go figure, right? That they have a device that can actually do it. And supposedly, if this machine isn't contained the right way or operated the right way, it could actually suck itself in.
Yes.
And could suck the entire
Just
Earth
suck
right in,
everything
like a
in,
big
yeah.
Thanks a
wormhole.
lot, Russia.
Well,
for
and
doing
But don't quote me on that.
but
Yeah, but still,
they were definitely doing these things over at Camp Hero.
right under everyone's nose.
I've heard things about people finding portals and like sticking hands through and stuff
I
and feeling
think-
things and
I have a theory on that. But go ahead. finish.
I'm not one that's gonna walk through a portal. I mean, I think I might want to stick my head in and see what's in
Just
there and
look
then back
around.
out, but I don't know what it would do to me.
Hellboy.
Here's my
Yeah.
theory. Okay, here's my theory.
Okay.
I think
Damn Germans.
It is the German. Telling you
it's
guys,
always
you
the
don't even
Germans.
know.
We okay, anyways. Back to what I was saying.
I'm
Here's my
half
theory
German,
on portals. Here's my
so-
theory on portals. I think that the electromagnetic field, the energies, chakras, and that whole deal. I think that all these things are a lot closer to us than we think they are.
I think so,
that
too.
we go through portals a lot more than we think.
So does
We
Darren.
do. Like when you lose track of time, or
Yeah,
when when you get chills or something.
Yeah.
Like, who's to say that that's not happening? Who's to say that you're not switching realities and it's just like the slightest change that you don't even notice it?
I mean, we could go way
Like-
out there with this. Darren does say that he was born from a portal.
No, that was me.
Oh, John said he was born from a
That's what you
portal.
call it.
So, Hero Island.
Yes. So this is really weird. They actually have weird things that happen on Hero Island.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
Hero
really?
Island, it's Camp Hero. They have some weird stuff that happens at Camp Hero. And since Camp Hero is shut down in the 80s, everything was destroyed and taken away. There are no files left. We don't know really what happened on Camp Hero. By the way, the whole entire time it was open, they were ordered to shoot on site. The signs are still up. And even a little while after it shut down, people were still not allowed there. They have since made it a state park and a wildlife refuge around it. So now people are allowed to go, and people do break in. The place is really, really bad right now. Like, it's pretty falling apart at this point. So the odd thing is that people go there quite often, and they do hop in at night or whatever. There's been a creature seen, and the people describe it as very much the same thing. It's a humanoid creature, and it does make horrible, crazy sounds. It's very aggressive. It does run people off, and a lot of people have seen this creature in Camp Hero, or what used to be Camp Hero. So, is it a science experiment gone wrong? Is it something that's drawn to the area? Is it something that came out of a supposed portal that was opened? We don't know. But if you think about the series Stranger Things and the Demogorgons, things like that. I mean,
What if the Montauk monster is that of a Demogorgon?
yeah, like
And then the show just portrays it as, because movies and
Right.
TV are gonna exaggerate something,
right,
So
and make it more.
yes,
Dude, yeah. What if they're like from like different?
I think the
different
White House might
realities
have
and
one. I think the White House
dimensions?
has probably lots of things. Not even, to me, more than the White House, I would say the Pentagon.
I'd say a little bit of both.
Well, there are reports of UFOs over the Pentagon all the time. All the time.
well then
Yeah.
how come the defense mechanisms never went off and shot it down?
Shut down the UFO?
UFO.
Because maybe they
How are
have
you
like
gonna
this
shut down the
weird.
UFO?
Listen, shush. Maybe they have like this weird cloaking thing, right? Or another theory,
EMP.
maybe they like hack into like the little thing
Or
and they shut
Theory
it down.
3.
EMP.
Theory 3, the Pentagon knows about it, and they come there on
And they're
purpose.
like, "Oh, that's our boy. That let's not shoot him
Yeah,
down."
they're doing it for a
Gotcha.
reason.
See what
Or
you're
number
saying?
4, EMP.
Yeah. Is,
I mean, it could be any of those.
yeah.
But there is all sorts of activity and paranormal activity as well that happens.
Wait, didn't the
At
Pentagon
Camp Hero.
at one point? Sorry, I'm getting off topic.
Yeah, no.
again, but didn't it at one point didn't part of it explode or
Yeah,
catch
a plane,
fire?
because a plane flew into it.
Yeah.
A plane? Quotation points.
Well, everybody saw the plane fly
Darren
into
says they
it.
come
Oh,
in a
yeah.
triangle
Ha-
form.
Yes, they do. Absolutely, they do. And the correlation is very interesting. But it goes back to even Plum Island. I wonder, it'd really be an interesting thing to look up and see how many experiments. Holy cow, I just thought of something.
Oh boy.
I'm excited. Tell me.
Name 2 interesting things that are happening not very far from Plum Island that are in the cryptid world.
Oh, you got me because I don't.
Go ahead.
We've done a show on both of them.
The Jersey Devil.
Yes.
Okay.
Which,
Mothman.
I mean, why not? I mean,
But
let's
is that
just
what
think
you were
about
thinking?
that.
all right, hold on. This is where the skeptic is going to come in.
Oh God, here he is.
Number one, we have more data or evidence on the
Data.
Mothman than we do on the Jersey Devil.
I agree with
I
that.
personally think that the Jersey Devil is just a knockoff of the Loch Ness. Yeah, that
Loch
word.
Ness Monster.
Yeah.
That does not exist.
But what if instead people are not seeing the actual Jersey Devil?
And I'm a huge Mothman fan. And
Right.
I don't think he exists.
No, I don't. Whoa, that was weird.
What?
We had a power surge. But what I'm saying
It's
is,
the government.
what if They just
surprise
don't
me.
like what we're saying. What if potentially these other beings and things that are being seen have ties to whatever kind of experimentation they
heard
were
it.
doing at Plum Island instead of it being the Jersey Devil or the Mothman? What if it's just something that's has ties back to that? I mean, it's out there. I get that.
A little bit, but it's still slightly in the realm of possibility.
50-50 chance it hasn't been scientifically proven.
Exactly.
Absence
so I'm
of
gonna throw
proof
my
is not
famous
proof
saying
of
out there.
absence. Period, boo.
Period.
Period.
But yeah, so if you guys get the opportunity, look up Camp Hero and look
Go
up Plum
ahead.
Island, because these are interesting subjects to
They'll
get
give
into.
you anxiety, and you won't be able to go to sleep at night.
Yeah, maybe
It does
maybe
me because
not.
then I'm like, yo, like I can't drink the tap water anymore. Like,
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. Very
Anywho.
interesting stuff. So that little creature that washed up on a beach in 2008.
opened a whole can of worms.
It
or
surely
bag of
did,
worms,
which
as
just
Mom would
goes
say.
to show you that the truth has a way of finding its way out.
Wiggling its way
No,
out.
we don't, Darren. We don't have an episode on Amityville. We strictly just do cryptids
Yeah,
here.
we
Yes,
do.
but if you go and with
But-
our sister team from Massachusetts,
chapter.
every other week we do a paranormal show.
Unexplained Paranormal Massachusetts / Georgia.
And
is
we
the
do
page.
a Facebook Live show every other week with them, which is great. And we do talk about things paranormal. We were actually discussing the Amityville case last night off, just us talking. But we are going to, hopefully, not this coming Friday, but the next Friday, do a show on a very famous haunting. So we'll see what comes of that. So stay tuned and listen to that
And
as
real
well.
quick, I've also pitched the idea to my two parental units that maybe we should do an oddity.
Aw.
Shut up. An oddity
Shut up, I love you.
series, like not just cryptids, maybe like something on, I don't know, like
Yeah, maybe do
oddities.
something like that to break it up. now
weird
and again.
things,
Yeah.
unexplained happenings.
I agree.
Of the world.
The X-Files of podcasts.
That's exciting. I love the X-Files. Our cat's being weird. He can sense the
Our cat is weird. We're
mysterious
weird.
presences. Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing a show like this.
I
Believe
blame
me,
you
guys.
for me not having friends.
I
Because you raised
know.
me weird.
But look, we don't just do a show about this every week.
We talk about it constantly, and that's why no one
This
likes
is
us.
that is like you would not want to go on a hike with us.
No, we're so annoying.
we're just strange like that.
like people walking by us are even like, what?
they look at us like
Like
what?
they overhear
How?
our
Why?
conversations and they walk a little faster.
I mean, to us, looking around, has Bigfoot been here?
Yeah.
That's
Is that
that's
a break?
normal.
Is that a structure?
Is that a break? Yeah.
Did you hear that? That
Did
was
you
a
hear the
knock.
window? Did you hear the whistle?
And then I freak out and cry because I see a lady walking towards us, and I'm like 99% sure that it's Bigfoot, and I literally go into a full panic attack.
Right. She
I
does.
cried.
She does.
I don't want to. That's,
So
I'm gonna leave it there.
I'm gonna step in here for a second because I've heard a lot about this Roland gentleman. He was a paranormal investigator who passed, and I just want to real quick. This is off topic. I just want to send out my condolences to all his friends and family. God bless.
God
Awesome.
bless.
Yeah, that's cool. And definitely condolences there. So some future things that we are going to be talking about, possibly something called the Whistler.
The Whistler.
And a mimic.
Which sounds terrifying.
They do. They sound absolutely
I'm-
terrifying, which I love.
Yeah, you're with that.
Oh, I'm
shit.
so with
Me on the other
that.
hand.
I'm so with it. So we are going to continue on our adventures in the woods and looking for the big guy, the hairy man. And we'll keep you guys updated on that. Check out our page, Unexplained Paranormal, on Facebook. It's Unexplained Paranormal, Massachusetts, Georgia, to find out anything that we've got going on and to see if we stuck up any videos of us being in the woods.
Or me freaking out, which is usually what happens.
Yes. And I want to give a big shout out to Expedition Bigfoot in Cherry Logs, 10 minutes up the street. It's my favorite place in the whole world. And it is a go-to for everything Bigfoot. If you guys have any questions about Bigfoot, you can definitely reach out to them, or you can go on their Facebook page or on their website and learn lots of things. If you're ever in the area, you got to stop by. It's ground zero for Bigfoot evidence and information. So, having said that, we are going to wrap it up here. We are done talking about the Montauk Monster tonight. And we hope you guys enjoyed our show, our ladies and man show.
Ew.
And we hope that you guys tune in next week. We'll be posting what we're going to do next week. We'll let you know.
And don't forget, absence of proof
is not proof of absence.
Period. Okay,
Good
bye.
night, everybody.